Woman says she doesn't want a man leading her. She wants equality, but as soon as the rent's due or danger shows up or hard decisions need to be made, suddenly she wants a traditional man. Is that equality or is that hierarchy when it's convenient?
I don't think it's anything is equal about that. I think that you're kind of like at that point she's being more of the dominant one and he's kind of like having to cater to her every whim because if she gets to pick and choose when when and what he gets to do for her, then how is that equal, you know? I think it's more of like you you got to kind of make up your mind on what you want. I don't think that's equal. Because what about his feelings?
What about his feelings? It's a hierarchy. It's man. Oh, wait, how does it go? God over man, man over woman, woman over children, children over animals, and everything else. Hierarchy.
Yeah, which is there's nothing equal about that. Hierarchy doesn't mean there's equality.
I thought you mentioned his feelings.
Yeah. What about feelings? So that's not equal. Because if the hierarchy is, oh, we just have to go ahead and listen to and succumb to what someone else does, then that's hierarchy. That's not equality. Equality is when two people come together and act as a unity and a partnership. There's no one person above the other. So each person has a specific ability to communicate a certain way or to has a certain amount of influence versus if it's just me doing everything that you tell me to do because you are the man in their relationship and I got to kind of sit back and not really do anything or vice versa, then that's not equality.
So, should women who are headstrong, let's say a woman is headstrong and she's
Mhm.
more dominant, should she force herself to be soft and submissive under a man for the sake of hierarchy?
If that's what they want, if that's what she chooses to do, if she wants to be soft, submissive, and let the man lead it or do whatever else maybe, if that's what they want in the relationship, she's gonna have to figure that out. It depends on like if you're having a relationship specifically to have hierarchy, then someone's gonna have to submit, whether it be the man or the woman. But if you want a relationship where it's equal in a partnership, then it's different and it doesn't operate that way. So it depends on what type of relationship you want. Do you want a relationship where you're in a hierarchy, or do you want a relationship where you guys are more just like a partnership and you guys are working together?
I don't think women have a choice in the matter. I think hierarchy is something that you can't choose. Hierarchy is just it is what it is. There's a hierarchy in society, there's a hierarchy in family, in relationship. I mean, we're taught as children, these are your elders, you respect your elders. That's part of hierarchy as well. Respect your elders, hold your tongue. You learn how to in a way submit, but you learn respect. And then there's hierarchy in society as well, where
Of course.
there's certain people who are above you. Like if you go to court, the judge is above you. You hold your tongue.
Of course.
You know
And look where
that.
that's got us in society. Look where that's got us as us growing up in single parent household. Look where that's got us with people that grew up with toxic parents or people that grew up with not so great leaders. Now I'm not saying don't respect your elders, respect is important, respect the position. But at the end of the day, you also have to look into too who is it that is leading you, like, because not all of us grew up with parents that had our best interests in mind or had the ability to have that show positive or healthy leadership. Some of us had to succumb to that no matter how toxic the situation was for them. So that's why I said it really depends on the circumstance and the person that you're with, because the leader could be either your greatest upbringing or uplift or your greatest downfall. Because if that were the case, most people growing up in single family households wouldn't turn out what we talk about all day on panels.
I don't know. I wanna. Aisha, question for you. Do you think that women choose the hierarchy? Do you think that women can choose it, or do you think that it just is what it is, and women need to fall in line?
I
Or
think that it's the natural order of things. And I think that that's where things get confused. I think that naturally the man is on top of the woman as the covering. I mean, God made man first. I mean, like, that's first and foremost. And I think that that's what's wrong with society is that people continuously find reasons to go against the natural order of things. And that's just how I feel about that. Like, equality, do we want to be equal to men? I don't know anybody around me that wants to be equal to a man. I don't want to pump gas, take the trash out, none of the things that do I feel good about doing. I get up and be like, I want to do those things. So I just feel like there's a natural order of things, and people need to stop trying to go against it. And I feel like people always will. They're gonna always be women that are a little more masculine or feel like they have to, be on this playing field where they want to compete with men. I'm not one of those women. I'm
So,
comfortable.
mm, but my thing was his question was, is it equal? Is what he stated, is that equal or is that hierarchy? And I told him that my answer was it was hierarchy because it's not equal. Because if it was equal, then that's when I gave the circumstances above. Now, do I agree? That's a whole different type of conversation. So maybe I'm misreading what he's saying, but from what I heard was that if this is what's happening, is that equality or is that hierarchy? And I stated that's hierarchy. And I stated all of the reasoning above.
So let me try to see if I can take a step. So what we're saying is women want the benefits of equality when it's easy, but they want the privileges of traditional gender roles when it gets hard. Um, isn't that just selective submission based on convenience, not necessarily hierarchy? Because I mean, if she don't want somebody to lead, she's probably advocating for equality, just being in an equal partnership, so they say. But true equality means equal responsibility whenever the shit hit the fan. So if a woman demands to be equal, she also demands to fight the intruder, pay the bill if he loses his job and carry the burdens equally without trying to cherry pick like when she want to be a woman again. So you can't switch between I'm strong and independent and I'm just a woman based on your feelings. That's not equality. That's emotional embezzlement.
Go ahead,
Isn't
Miss
there a difference
Chamonix.
between? Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna
No,
say
go,
motherfucking
go
mic
ahead,
drop.
Amir. You want to say something, Mira? Go ahead.
Just a response. Isn't there a difference between physical equality versus financial equality versus merit equality?
Physical equality mean like we can both lift 250.
Yeah, because you said to fight the intruder. That's physical equality, right? Like if somebody comes in to fight the intruder.
No, that's not physical equality.
No?
Regardless if you're tall or bigger than him or not, you both fight.
She's saying it's physical, like that both people would be engaging in the activity physically. Like you don't get to say you less than, so you can't
Yeah, well,
fight. That's
yeah,
what you mean.
but there is no parameters. No, man and woman go whenever they hear a bump in the night, they both proceed to whatever the noise is coming from. I don't think women want that. I don't know any. I don't know on the record. I don't know any woman advocating for that type of dynamic.